Yeah, I hope everything went alright today. I'm sure that you were pretty nervous there, right?
Yeah, and I'm exhausted now. But it was fun.
That all felt pretty good to you, right? I was a bit worried that with you, things would be a little bit more tense there.
But that's just how things get sometimes, right? I'm just happy that today all our family was really in a really great mood and had a good time. It even looks like my mom and yours became really close to one another there.
That's true. They were just joking about that the whole time, and it seemed like they have the exact same personalities, huh?
Right? I'm so thankful things didn't turn out the other way for us there. It could have all gone a lot worse, right?
Well, we now say that there's only one thing left to do now, right? And that is having our wedding.
Time has really flown by on us, huh? We just have a little bit more to go, and then we can both focus on being a married couple and what we want to do with our lives from there on out. Hopefully we have time before this wedding, though.
For what?
To get skinny enough to look good in our formal wear. I'd like to be down another 6 pounds before the wedding.
It's amazing how far you've come this whole time. I think that I just need a little bit more muscle and that tux will fit perfectly.
To be honest, you'd probably be fine just staying the shape you're in. Of course, though, we both want to look perfect for this wedding, right? This is going to be one of the biggest events in our lives, after all. There will be a lot of people there celebrating us.
I feel that we may have invited a bit too many people this time, though.
You think so?
I think I might have invited way more people than you were able to invite.
Well, compared to the people I invited, I suppose you did invite a lot. But you happen to be very popular and know all kinds of people.
Most of them are from work, though, you know? I invited literally everyone from work. My higher-ups, my coworkers, and my subordinates.
Well, if all of them are able to make it, you should be very thankful. What are all the people that you work with like, by the way? You work for a large company, so I'm assuming that a lot of them are very smart and know what they're doing?
They're all very powerful, but also friendly and open-minded. So I'm thinking with all of them invited, this wedding will turn out pretty perfect for me.
Are all of them very outgoing then?
I'd like to think so. The company happens to have a barbecue once every year, and we have not heard anyone ever say no to coming. If there was ever anyone that said no to a social gathering at work, we'd actually all be pretty shocked, actually. There have been a few, but we were usually able to get them to lighten up and become more social in the end.
Really? I suppose you're really close then there. It's pretty rare for larger companies these days to have employees who are all that close, right?
I suppose so. But in this company, everyone's having a great time with one another. That's right. This year, would you like to join me at one of the work gatherings that we'll throw?
What? You're asking me to come along with you to one? Is that okay with everyone?
As long as you're family, it's okay. That's why guys are all bringing their wives and kids to these gatherings. And as for myself, I've always dreamed of bringing my wife along. I was always getting jealous seeing everyone else like my boss bringing his family to the barbecues and such. So now that you're my family, I want you to come along with me.
I would be happy to go. As long as you're alright with bringing me there.
Actually, the next event will be taking place in a couple of weeks before we have our wedding this year. Everyone at work will be able to meet you before the wedding, I guess.
I'm a little nervous about meeting with everyone from your work at a gathering like that, though. I feel it would be much more easy for me to see them all at our wedding for the first time.
You'll be fine. All of them are really nice and not overbearing in any way. And considering we'll all be drinking, the atmosphere will be very friendly.
You sure? Am I going to have to pour all their drinks for them and such, considering I'm your wife?
This isn't the 1950s anymore, Nia. You can just do as you please, okay? Eat what you want, drink what you want, say what you want. Just have fun. So please, don't get too worked up about it and join me.
Sounds good. I'll come along then. Thanks for inviting me to come along this time.
I'll be happy to have you along with me there. I'm actually looking forward to it already, actually.
Same with me. I can't wait to go with you.
What did you think of the company barbecue today? Were you having a lot of fun there?
That was such a fun time. All of the people you work with are insanely funny. I feel like I was laughing all day long there.
They're all such wonderful people, aren't they? I'm so glad that they were all happy to see you today.
I'm really relieved that everyone there was so open and kind with me. But of course, I did have to be a little bit reserved while there. Sorry for that.
No worries, Nia. As long as you were having fun, then I do not mind that at all. I saw that soon after we arrived there, a lot of your nerves were calmed down pretty quickly. That made me feel really relieved myself.
Well, because of that, I ended up eating way too much steak. I was supposed to be dieting for this wedding we have soon, and I just consumed around 4,000 calories today. If I'm not able to fit inside my wedding dress, what'll I do?
It's fine to indulge like that every so often, alright?
I understand why you think that. But starting tomorrow, I'm going to need to cut my calories again and make sure that I get to the gym. But after seeing a lot of your coworkers today, I feel like I'll be able to do everything I need to before this wedding.
You feel that way? What happened that got you feeling that kind of energy, huh?
Well, it's not that crazy. It's just so many of the female employees in the company are so strong and powerful. They made me feel like I need to work even harder myself to get to their amazing levels. They are all strong and beautiful.
There's a lot of beautiful women there. Many of the guys there like to believe that HR only chooses the best women to work in the company, you know.
I'm sure that's not the case, but I can see why some would think that. But it's not just their looks that are incredible, but their personalities too. They were all so nice to me.
I like to think that all of them are really nice women to work with. But what's even more amazing is a lot of them tell me just how cute of a wife that you are.
Really? Being praised by those beauties feels good.
Now that we're talking about them, you happen to get a present from one of them for the wedding, right?
That's right. I didn't think someone would be handing me a gift already like that. There happens to be a message card inside the gift bag as well. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure they'll say something funny. How kind of them to do something like that.
I was shocked to see her give you that gift as well. So nice of her.
And what was in the bag? It's really popular right now. A very high-end type of perfume. They really knew what would make me happy.
Is that perfume something that you'll use a lot?
I think so. I actually was really wanting this perfume, but it was sold out everywhere I looked.
Well, that's great to hear then.
They all also told me how much they're all looking forward to our wedding. We have to do our best now to make sure this wedding goes perfectly. I want to make sure everyone is in a great mood there and get to see how much you and I love each other.
That's right. Let's have a wedding that'll last in their memories forever.
Having so many people that are looking forward to our wedding has really brought me lots of joy. You and I are such a wonderful couple.
Nia, what happened? It's a bit past our planned time of meeting up. If we don't start getting everything ready now, then we won't be able to make it in time for the wedding. Did you end up sleeping in or something?
I'm awake, Simon.
What's happened then? Are you feeling a bit sick today?
No, I'm alright.
Then what's going on with you? Hurry up and get here, okay? Do you need me to come and get you?
No thanks. I'm not coming to the wedding anyway today.
What? Why not? Are you starting to feel a little anxious about all this?
Nope.
Or perhaps you are, but you're just too afraid to say anything about it to me? I understand being nervous about all this right now. But we spent a whole year getting ready for this day, right? I'm sure that once you make it over to the reception hall, you'll forget all about your worries and have a lot of fun.
This has nothing to do with me being worried or nervous. I no longer want to be married to you.
Did I do something wrong? I'm not sure what would make you think something like that, but for the time being, would you just come and see me? Even if there's something you're upset about, there's no way to cancel the wedding on the day of, right? There's a lot of people coming here today that took this day off so we can celebrate us.
And I feel really, really sorry for all the guests that want to come see us today. But I've decided that I'm through with you, so there can't be a wedding between us anymore. I would never be able to smile if I went there.
What's made you so upset, Nia? If you want to have the wedding canceled now, you're gonna be stabbing a lot of your friends and family in the back, right? Canceling a wedding on the day of will leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I never thought that you would be wanting to do something as crazy as this.
It's not the right time for me to be worried about them. I will not be able to marry someone like you who lied to me about being a virgin.
Just come here already. If you have something to complain about, then you can complain after the wedding is over. This is not the time for you to start acting out of line like that.
I told you I'm not going.
What the hell is this? If you leave me here like this, I'll just be embarrassing myself. Is that what you want from me?
Actually, I do want that for you. I don't care what happens to you anymore.
No matter what I try and do with you now, you're not gonna make it in time for the wedding. I'll let the planner know that the wedding is canceled. Will that make you happy?
Yeah, it will.
I can't believe you never showed up to the day of our wedding like that, on the day of. Did something seriously wrong happen in your head?
I'm completely fine.
How are you fine after doing something like this? We spent the whole year getting ready for this day and it's all gone to waste? Do you have any idea how embarrassed all of this had made me? You're gonna pay for this whole fiasco, okay? And I'm gonna go and get a settlement from you. I hope you're ready for that.
What? There's no way you're getting a settlement from me.
Like hell I won't. I'm holding you responsible for this whole thing. You were the one that just went and ruined everything both you and I had set up.
You're the one that ruined everything.
Huh? What are you trying to tell me, that I did to ruin everything? You're the one that never ended up coming to our own wedding before it even started.
And you're the one that created my reasoning for never ever wanting to have that wedding with you.
What are you going on about? What about me do you not like anymore? You need to stop being so vague and tell me what is wrong right now.
You have been cheating on me, asshole. I am not going to be married to an unfaithful jerk like you.
Huh? I've been cheating? What kind of stupid crap are you going on about right now? Are you sure that you didn't hit your head on anything or instantly go crazy over there?
You're the one who's crazy, Simon. You and I have been dating, and we're planning on being married, too. We had talked for hundreds of hours about the life we'd have after this wedding, and what we wanted to do in the future. Yet you happen to have relations with more girls than just myself, right?
You cut that out right now. What makes you think that you can say such horrible things like that about me?
Ever since the day of your work's barbecue event, for the past 3 weeks up until this very day, I've been doing research. I have so much evidence now of you cheating on me that it's depressing.
Evidence?
I've had a look at the conversations you've had over text with some of your other women. There are also pictures of you in the middle of cheating on me. Pictures of you in a car with another woman making out with her. Pictures of you in a hotel lobby holding the hands of other women. I have pictures of you doing things that make me want to cry, so I'm not going to type them here.
You're kidding me, right?
Not at all. That's why things between you and I are over, and you won't be getting any of my money. And that means you can give up on trying to avoid the truth.
You've been at it for 3 weeks now. Why?
Are you asking me why I know about you cheating on me? How did I notice this just 3 weeks ago, after you kept it under the radar for so long?
That's not what I meant.
I'm sure it is though, right? Honestly, I had no idea about it. But after being told by a little songbird, I figured it all out.
Being told? Who told you something like that about me?
I received a letter, actually. I'm not sure who wrote it to me, though.
What was written in that letter?
It said that you've been cheating on me with many women in the company. When I read that, I almost threw up. Out of all those women at the barbecue, I bet you have been cheating on me with half of them, right? Or perhaps all of your female co-workers have had fun with you before.
No way. I'm not that kind of guy, alright? Anyway, who the hell wrote and handed you a letter like that? Looking up the address that you've been living at and then sending you a letter like that in the mail? Who the hell do they think they are?
The letter wasn't sent to my house, Simon. It wasn't a gift that I was given at the barbecue. I think one of those women in that group happened to put that letter in there for me. One of the women you cheated on me with must have done it.
Why the hell would they do something like that? There's no reason for any of that, right?
Right now, the only person I'm worried about is you. You're the problem I'm faced with, and I will not be married to you. I already spoke with my parents about all of this, and soon I'll be speaking to your parents about this too.
Wait, don't. Hold on a second. I'll talk to them about this, okay?
I don't believe you will. And if you do, you're not going to tell them the truth. I'm going to be the one to explain all of this to them. I have to apologize to them after all for canceling on the day of our wedding.
Let's both meet in person and talk about this.
Sure. But before I do that, I'm going to call your parents and explain to them what's happened. In a few days, you and I can meet along with our parents there.
Nia, listen to me. I'm really sorry for cheating on you.
Why are you coming to apologize for all that now? Did your parents both tell you to apologize to me or something?
You have it all wrong. I've learned that what I did was wrong. I'll manage the full cost of the wedding, of course, okay? But please, would you just refrain from getting that settlement from me?
I have no reason to refrain from doing that for you. I want you to pay for both that wedding and for the settlement I'll be asking for. You deserve to pay for all that considering what all you've done to me.
All those things I did with the other women were just for fun, that's all. The only person I've ever been in love with was you, Nia.
I don't give a crap if what you were doing was out of love or just for play. Also, there happens to be someone in that group who you were a bit more serious with, correct?
What are you getting at?
I know who sent me that letter and the gift. She went and searched for my family at the wedding. She had assumed I'd be there today for her to talk to.
Who was it?
Rosie Francis. She happens to be a subordinate of yours.
Rosie? Why would she do something like that?
Are you really that surprised by this?
Because she was always the one who would never fight back against me and looked so happy with me around. I can't believe that someone as serious as she was with me would tell on us.
Your plans were just to have a couple of flings with her, right?
That's right! She was just a toy to me, okay? All the women that I've been with should know that, and I thought that they all should have felt the same way.
But Rosie's different. She originally wanted to just fool around, but then she got feelings for you that wouldn't leave her. Seeing you getting married to me was something she was not happy about.
So that's why she went and told on me. On us. What a freaking whore, that awful woman!
It's hard to understand what love really is, especially when you have so many lovers. Had I not ever known about this, I'm sure you would still be cheating on me at this moment, right?
That's not true at all! I planned on giving that all up after this wedding was over with. I was just trying to have as much fun as I could before we tied the knot for good. All of it was just games and nothing more to me.
I wonder if that's true. It's too late anyway to try and save yourself here. I'm sure you're pissed off at Rosie now. I'm pretty upset with her as well. But I am very happy that she told me the truth and kept me from marrying a monster like you.
I understand that you're upset, but if you start to tell everyone about this, then it's not just gonna be me that you embarrass, but yourself as well. Do you think that we can just keep all this under wraps, alright?
Why would I be embarrassed by any of this? You're the only one people will see as the freak here. I'm not going to keep any of this under wraps, especially when our parents already know everything. I'm going to let all of our guests know why the wedding was canceled, and you'll have to answer to them. And then I'm going to take every one of your little girls that you cheated on me with and get a settlement from them too.
Stop that already, okay? Don't turn this all into such a big deal. My bosses might even end up hearing about all this.
I'm sure they already know something's been going on between you and all those women. The fact that the wedding was canceled last minute was not just a mere coincidence. If they're already worried about what's been going on with you and suspect something, then someone needs to tell them the truth. I wouldn't want anyone thinking something worse has been going on here and making up rumors about us.
I'm asking you to please stop!
Every single person that was invited has the right to know why the wedding was canceled. And as for myself, I have the right to every settlement I deserve from you and all the women you've been having fun with behind my back. That's why I'm going to get the money I deserve, and everyone is going to find out why.
Something like this is not good for me, alright? I might be fired and left without anyone willing to hire me. This might cost me my whole life.
I do not care what happens to you after this. This is all because of you in the first place, so be ready to have your life ended. It would be awful if there were only one person you were with, but who knows how many of those women you've been cheating on me with now. You know what's really gone and pissed me off, though? You brought me to that barbecue knowing dang well you've been with either making out with or sleeping with those other women.
I am so sorry about all that, okay? My bad. I brought you to that party thinking that nothing would happen between you and those other women. Honestly, I just wanted to show off the wife that I plan to love for the rest of my life.
Had you been telling all your other women about me this whole time? Perhaps that's why one of them knew about what I wanted. I need to toss that perfume now. The smell of it will forever stick in my brain as the smell of whores.
I'm not sure about all that. I'm sure that I might have bragged about you to a few of them.
Don't you ever talk about me to any of them again. It's screwed up.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to make myself look good by bragging.
Are you kidding me? You were bragging to a bunch of other women you were having sex with about the woman you wanted to marry? How many women have you cheated on me with, Simon? Not even Rosie had a number for how many women you've been playing with. She told my family that at the very least there are 10 of them. Is that true?
Yes.
How many are there?
Around 20, I think.
Jesus.
If you add in all the women I just had a one-night stand with, then it would be around 20. About 15 of them I've slept with about more than once. At least, that's what I think.
What the actual frick is all this? By that point, you should just stay single and screw every hole you see.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
That is an unbelievable amount, you dick. I am so glad I left you before that wedding. Before we actually got married. I'm going to make sure I end up insanely rich after I'm done with you and all your whores.
Is this really how things are gonna end between us? I was planning to change my ways after this wedding. So would you please just rethink what you're doing? I'm serious about this.
I'm not going to believe another thing you tell me, Simon. If I were to get back with you, I bet you hit up another 10 girls at least before we have our wedding. Am I right? God, I just want all this to be over with, but there's still a lot more fighting I have to do now. I'm going to make a message out of you. One that reads to any girl you plan to be with in the future that you're nothing more than a man whore and will never care about anyone else besides yourself. I hope that is enough for any sane woman to stay the hell away from you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for hurting you. I really regret all the cheating that I've been up to this whole time. I want to fix whatever I can between you and I.
I want to as well.
Right? So please, let's just rethink all this and let's start over. I promise you that I will make you the most happy woman ever.
The thing that I want to fix and start over with is my time before I ever met you. Then I would be able to find someone that isn't you. I don't want you around me anymore, so go live the rest of your life screwing all the women you'd like. Just know that because you can't seem to love anyone with all your heart, you are never going to make any woman happy. After that, Simon and I decided on sitting down to have a talk in person, and there he told me he would be paying for the whole wedding that was canceled. I then went ahead and had not only Simon, but every single woman that he was with while also dating and engaged to me pay a settlement as well. Then about half of those that had been with Simon as he cheated on me left their jobs in that company. Just like Simon was saying, this story made its way into the ears of those within the company, and I'm sure that led to some interesting conversations inside the workplace. Those that remained soon learned that they would be fired and left their jobs as well, forcing the company as a whole to go into a shrinking phase. There were not enough people there to get all the work done, and this led that company to an unfortunate path. I'm not sure if the company will be able to manage after something like that, but Simon's higher-ups did make him responsible for every bit of it. They couldn't afford to fire him, but they could afford to move him out of their office building. He is now working for a smaller department out in the middle of nowhere, and his income had been cut in half. But this wasn't the end of the fiasco that Simon was so worried about. There happened to be plenty of women that Simon was with who were also married. Some of those women would lose their husbands to divorce, and others would lose their fiancés. It seemed that in the near future, Simon would be met with many more settlements that he'll be forced to pay off. For a man that thought nothing serious of what he'd been doing, he's going to be met with some of the most serious events of his life. When it comes to myself, in order to get my mind off all that happened, I started something new. I had always been wanting to go overseas to study and work, yet I was bound to a man here in the States. But now that he was no longer in my life, and I had all this confidence and money from the settlements, it was my time to go and enjoy myself for once. I hope that in a new world, with a new culture and everything, I'm able to learn new things about both myself and the world around me. And with that, I can soon become just as strong, if not stronger than those women I saw back at the barbecue. Of course, some of them had been with Simon as he cheated on me, and knew about who I was. But that confidence that still talked to me when all that was going on was just breathtaking.